Good evening. Welcome to Magis Night 2021. I am thrilled that you are joining us here at the school, in your own home, with friends. It's going to be a wonderful time to celebrate our young people and all that they accomplish here at the school. So grateful for the leadership of Robin Kelly as the chair of this year's Magis Night Committee, but for all those unsung heroes who make sure that this evening comes off in such spectacular fashion. My thanks to all of them. The success of Magis Night is the success of the Arrupe community. So I'd like to thank Arrupe's trustees, the members of the Work Study Board, our extraordinary faculty and staff, and our extraordinary work-study partners, all of whom work together so that we can serve our students in the rich tradition that we do. This year, this COVID year, when we needed your support the most, we have a record number of presidential sponsors, senior level, and junior level sponsors. So please, join me in celebrating their extraordinary generosity. Our 3 presidential sponsors, CoBank, the Leprino Foods Company, and Paul and MJ Powers. Our senior sponsors, Amazing Parish, Colorado Housing and Finance Authority, Walt and Ellen Coughlin, the Jesuit community of Arrupe Jesuit and Regis University, Jones and Keller PC, the Dick and Robin Kelly Foundation, Richard and Mary Pat McCormick, Ready Foods, and Mike and Nancy Zollner. And our junior sponsors, the John and Florence Fortune Family Foundation, Clay and Priscilla Fryer Family and Friends, Hercules Industries Incorporated, Carl and Jan Hoover, Kevin and Dorota Kilstrom, Rick and Molly Clow, Susan and Don Murphy, Tim and Perry O'Donnell, the Schmitz Family Foundation, Darren and Julia Walsh, Craig and Beth Zollner. Additionally, if you'll look in tonight's program, you will see the support of 10 sophomore class sponsors and 19 freshman class sponsors. My thanks to you all for your generosity. We are so thrilled that you've chosen to join us on this special evening. So sit back, relax, and join us in celebrating all that's best about Arrupe Jesuit High School.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. King of glory and Lord of our days, yours is the earth and all its fullness, the world and all who dwell therein. In every place you care for and sustain all you have created. And with particular love you formed each human person in your own image and likeness. In your Son, Jesus, you have chosen to dwell among us, to experience daily life in a specific place, and to inspire us to follow Him by the way we live. This year, more than ever, we rely on your watchful care and your inspiration and providence for Arrupe Jesuit. Tonight, we ask for your grace to see once more you being active and sustaining us at this time in our school. Indeed, Lord, our school is a sacred place. We think first of our beautiful chapel, that is the heart of our school, and the place where our students deepen their faith, their hope, and their love. We think too of our classrooms, our meeting rooms and offices, our common areas, each one a place of encounter and formation, where our students grow in their awareness of your infinite love, and through that love, to hear your calling at this particular time in their lives. As our community of support directs its attention back to school, help us to safeguard the sacredness of this special place. Help us to see and hear the stories of our students and graduates, and recognize the ways their gifts have become a blessing for your world. Faithful God, sustain our school in all we do, and bless those who support our work for your ever greater glory. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Arrupe Jesuit High School is the best, and I say that with great, great pride. We opened in 2003 because we thought we could be a solution to a problem in Denver. We thought that using our work-study model, we could provide students and families with access to a Jesuit college preparatory education. We knew it was expensive, and we knew our families couldn't afford a traditional tuition-based model. We used the Cristo Rey network model, where every child in the school is not just a student, but they're also an employee of our work-study program. And so by the end of their time at Arrupe, not only have they had access to the finest college preparatory curriculum that you could offer, but they also have this rich, lived work experience that really distinguishes them from all their peers in the city.
The moment you walk into the school, the energy level that you get is what excites me in the morning. It's my cup of coffee.
Not only are we a small school, but we're a school that is uniquely positioned in our students' lives.
Having like a small school like Arrupe really helps you to get to know everyone personally on a personal level, not just people you pass in the hallways.
Our students come here from a variety of backgrounds, a variety of zip codes around the city, because this is the place that their family has discerned is the best place for them to go to high school.
Everybody is just so kind to one another. The teachers are like second parents, basically.
I don't think it happens anywhere else in this way. Giving our students a world-class college prep education, giving our students an environment where they know they are loved and supported in all that they do. Bringing the Magis every day to their lives. It brings the Magis to our own.
I used to get into trouble a lot. I was very busy. My parents like to tell me that I was busy. I always had to find something to mess with. My older sister came here and I was excited because it seems like a really interesting concept to be able to work in these, fancy companies once a week. And that was something that none of my other friends in other high schools could say that they would be able to do. Even though I was mischievous as a child, I was actually pretty shy and very introverted around other people. And all of my corporate work study opportunities really helped me to push myself to be more open with other people. My first couple years at Arrupe, I had no idea what I would study in college. My family members asked me, "What are you gonna do when you grow up?" I have no idea. I've always loved science, and I knew I wanted to do something remotely related to that, but I still didn't know. And then my junior year here at Arrupe, I took a chemistry class with Mr. Graham.
I think when I get a student like Stephen who had a proclivity to the sciences, I encourage those kids to pursue it. Maybe I'll give them some supplementary work that's not necessarily just more, but rather deeper insights into the topics that we discuss.
I heard that chemistry just has a bad rap for being such a hard science, and it's so abstract and it's difficult and people don't like it, but I just didn't see why people didn't like it. So not only the chemistry concepts were really interesting for me, but Mr. Graham's personality, we really clicked. He taught with so much enthusiasm, and he always was very excited. By the end of junior year, I thought, wow, I love this subject. This is definitely what I'm gonna do. The biggest inspiration for pushing me to pursue higher education was definitely my mom. So my mom didn't initially attend college, and she later put herself through her bachelor's degree over 10 years after she had already had kids. I remember thinking that's so inspiring. My mom just graduated from college, and maybe I could do that one day as well. And not just from any college, but maybe I could graduate from the same one that she did and walk across the same stage.
He was our first student and only student so far to receive a chemistry scholarship at Regis University, which was a full tuition scholarship.
I probably wouldn't have had any idea about this scholarship if it wasn't for the college counselor that I had while I was here. And also, I probably wouldn't have been nearly as prepared if I didn't have Mr. Graham, the chemistry teacher here at Arrupe, to help me to prepare for that.
I'm absolutely flattered, and I'm just so proud of him for his willingness to trust that the investment he's making started at Arrupe Jesuit and maybe perhaps in my class.
So right now I'm in my third year of my biochemistry PhD here at CU Boulder, and I've finished all of my coursework. I'll be doing research for a few more years, and then I'll graduate with my PhD in biochemistry, and it'll probably have an emphasis in biophysics.
Stephen's a natural scientist. I think he spent the better part of 4 years asking questions of everyone who would listen and a lot of people who wouldn't. We are thrilled that he's up at CU continuing that love of learning in their PhD program.
I really want to be a teacher. In particular, I would really love to be a biochemistry professor somewhere or a chemistry teacher at a smaller school.
Arrupe was that first spark of inspiration for science and also for teaching with teachers like Mr. Graham. And now that I'm here at CU Boulder, I see that same kind of inspiration with my professors and my advisors.
When people are investing in Arrupe, they're really investing in the future of their students. And without Arrupe, I don't think that I would be where I am today.
While you listen to the many extraordinary stories that our students share with you, I hope you will know how much we need your help. Arrupe Jesuit High School relies on your financial support so that we can remain present in the lives of our students and our families.
When I was hired at Arrupe Jesuit High School, I'll never forget, Father Planning said to me, 40% of our students are predicted to be high school dropouts by 10th grade if they went to a public school. And that has stuck with me every single year to realize the hard work that our students put in, the dedication they have to their education and supporting their families, and their motivation to go to college.
I think it's incredibly important that we keep the end goal in mind, that our kids can be competing on the level with the highest performing peers that they have. So what college prep means is that from freshman year on, we are focused in on getting kids college ready. Our kids come in and they don't exactly know what college is going to look like. They haven't experienced it, of course, but at times also their parents haven't experienced college. And so they rely a lot on us to frame what the expectations have to look like, what the performance level has to be in order to stay competitive in college.
It's hard to decide what I want to be when I grow up. Right now, I'm kind of split between either studying law and studying social justice, or going into the sciences, because that's something I really love and I am really passionate about.
I've been accepted into Georgetown University, where I will major in biology. Then afterwards, I will go into med school and eventually become a surgeon, and hopefully start my own small scholarship for Latin American students like me.
I'd like to pursue a career in law, specifically in immigration law. I'd like to go to Santa Clara University.
I think I'm gonna go try and be a physical therapist.
I hope to be accepted into UCLA. I want to major in psychology and minor in theater.
I am thinking of either becoming a mechanical engineer or a computer scientist.
Sometimes I have to put blinders on of the outside of people saying, well, they can't do this, they can't do this, when I know that they can achieve whatever they want. And they just have to have that ability to apply, to be accepted, to be excited about their future.
I was raised throughout the Denver metro area, moved around everywhere you could think of, southwest and northeast. Not necessarily homeless. I would never say I'm homeless because our family ensured that we never associated with that word, because we had each other's back. They may not have had a lot to offer, but they offered what they had. I believe that I was gonna work as hard as I could to get where I wanted to be, wanting to make it out of those surroundings. And I knew that education was the way to go. Lo and behold, I heard of this small school called Arrupe here on Utica Street. Something about it just made me want to come here. I was kind of inspired to think about potentially getting that job at 14, 15 years old and getting those life skills that you probably wouldn't find in a typical education. When I got here, I definitely realized that I made the right decision.
Juno had a plan for his future from the very first day he entered Arrupe. He knew exactly how hard he needed to work. He knew where that hard work was going to lead him, and he was certain that that work would be distinguished by his love for his classmates and his care for others.
Juno came to us very capable, poised, confident, knows what he wants, and is very directed to do that. And as a freshman, we placed him at the house as a result of that confidence and poise.
In my first corporate work study job, I was set with high expectations, as I was expected to tour guide the House Gallery in the Colorado State Capitol. Did that for my freshman and sophomore year. Then I went into my junior year knowing that I really want to start pushing that engineering stuff. So Arrupe placed me at Mortensen Construction. I was in their offices down when they were building the new St. Joseph's Hospital. Then my senior year, I finished off with J.R. Butler, and that was fascinating, and it led to numerous opportunities as well. The college counseling program here at Arrupe is really some of the best. Mrs. Augustine and her staff, she is really passionate about getting us to that next step. Many of us come from households who have no idea what a college education is, can't even fathom what that really means.
He embodies everything you want in a young person. He's loving, he's kind, he wants to give back to the world.
She helps us put it into perspective and figure out what our interests, what our skills, and where we should be. Colorado School of Mines always had a special place in my heart, and for this reason. My mom would always drive me down in Golden, down 6th Avenue. We would look out the window and she would show me the Colorado School of Mines campus, and she would be like, I know that there's some brainiacs that attend that school. And forever in that reason, I just really wanted to make my mom proud. I'm the first, not only my immediate family, but my extended family to graduate high school and go on to college. And to do something like that from the Colorado School of Mines, I really just want to be that figure that my younger brother and my nieces and nephew and my younger cousins can look up to and know that there's an alternate way of life than what we may be accustomed to. I was very fortunate to attend the Colorado School of Mines on a 4-wide scholarship thanks to the Daniels Fund and Gates Millennium and Greenhouse Scholars. I definitely would not have went to the Colorado School of Mines without a 4-wide scholarship. I think that Daniels Fund does a great job of showing us how much they actually contributed to our education so we could get a perspective of how much that really costs. And I could tell you, based on looking at that number, I would not have been at Colorado School of Mines without the Daniels Fund.
He knows he worked hard to receive the scholarships, be able to attend Colorado School of Mines, but he also knows that even though he has an engineering degree, that in his heart, he's meant to help others.
I want to impact and help people's lives. The Peace Corps just seems like it's a challenging step to get me outside my comfort zone. I want to be open to growth. As I reflect on my experiences from Arrupe, I'm stuck with the slogan, be a man or woman for others. I received a great education from Arrupe. I had a wonderful resume going into college because of it, but I don't think that's the most important thing that Arrupe offers. It offers that perspective of you are not alone in this world. You have a great opportunity to make the most out of yourself within this country, but you have a greater opportunity to make a difference within your community. And I take that really serious. Being a man for others just stuck with me. Without the teachers, without the staff, without the donors, without their support, I wouldn't have had this opportunity that I did. So many students' lives are changed forever because of the Arrupe support that we receive. I know so many of my classmates now are forever grateful for our Arrupe education, so on behalf of them, we'll say thank you.
Each and every student at our school, God has a plan for them. He has a mission for them. He has a goal for them. And we can help them realize that.
Faith is something that is very important to me and to my family, which being able to incorporate that in my education has just been amazing.
I trust the kids when they say they have grown so much in their faith over their time at Arrupe, that the retreats that they have, the classes, the masses, prayer services that we have are the things that keep them going and nourish them deeply in their hearts.
Coming to Arrupe was like, my head just like exploded. It was so different from what I was used to. We do mass, we do reflection. I feel like it really helped me connect more towards my religious side and really kind of saved me as a person, because I was kind of, drifting off away from, Catholicism, God. I was drifting away from that. Despite my family being Catholic, I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't for me. It really changed for me here.
The Corporate Work Study program is a program that all of our students at Arrupe are a part of. Every student goes to work 1 day a week, and that work pays for about half of their tuition. It gives them work experience, but it also financially helps to support their ability to be here at Arrupe.
I always wanted to do something in the medical field, but I wasn't always sure what I wanted to do. So I feel like this program really helps me understand the different aspects of the medical field.
I became more focused to what I want to do in the future.
What it has given the students, in my observation, is a chance to envision who they can be and what they are. And the kind of confidence that these students have attained in knowing that they fit and belong in that workplace, I think is beyond measure.
The students are not just high schoolers, they're not just kids, they're professionals and really becoming the best versions of themselves. I was an introvert most of my life. It was really difficult for me to talk to grown-ups, basically, people I didn't know. Going into the CWSP job, having to meet new people, having to talk to all these grown-ups, develop those social skills, that was definitely something that changed who I am.
My coworkers have really inspired me to want to pursue careers like theirs. I just see how they're such selfless people. They work really hard, and it's something that I want to grow up just to be like them.
This opens their eyes to new possibilities and to jobs they never thought they would be interested in or would be possible. And so it really changes the future and trajectory of students' dreams by giving them opportunities to experience different fields of interest.
I remember one of my coworkers, he was actually my supervisor. He's all like, "Hey kid, you need to know this. You need to make sure you go to college. I want to see you do something big. You're not mediocre, you gotta do something big."
My confidence has grown immensely. My first day there, I was just a shy 14-year-old who could barely hold a conversation. And since then, I've been able to just get to know my coworkers more, and they've gotten to know me better because I've also developed the skills of communication and just carrying those conversations more.
Kind of have to learn to go for it, take risks, go out and get it yourself.
I came from a single mom. My mom, she was born in Mexico, and she came to this country when she was 27 years old. And then 6 months later, my mom found out that she was pregnant of me. So I went to Mexico to live with my grandparents. My grandparents were the best parents ever. They always said that I was powerful and I could do anything that I wanted in life. When I was 10, I came to the US. My grandparents remained in Mexico and I had to live with my biological mom. And at the time, things were really strange for me because in a sense, she was a stranger to me. We would talk on the phone and I would come visit her. But again, life here is difficult as well. She was always working. I remember being introduced to Arrupe. I was in Mass, and during the homily, Father Marco, who at the time was the director of admissions at Arrupe, he started mentioning that students worked at law firms, hospitals, and with that, they would help pay tuition. So when I was introduced to Arrupe, I was like, oh my God, seriously, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. I'm too young. I don't want to work. I just want to have fun, be around my friends. I don't think this is a good idea for me. But my mindset quickly changed when I saw the opportunities that were there. I remember that right from the get-go, they provided training for us. They taught us how to answer the phones. So that same day I went back and I told my uncle, hey, there's this great program, you can't believe what they're doing with us. And he was like nervous. He was like, what do you mean? What are they doing with you guys? I was like, they're teaching us how to answer phones. They're teaching us how to dress. They're teaching us how to speak with people. And a lot of great professional people in suits. They know how to speak well. They look really pretty. They look really nice. Corporate work study allowed me to explore every single interest that I had. Freshman year, I started at Leprino Foods and I was introduced to the basics of the business world. The fact that I was able to interact with successful people, Mr. Leprino himself, it was very rewarding in the sense that I was surrounded by great people. And I always got to ask them questions and how did you get here? What is your passion? What's your advice? How can I become better? So just starting to be surrounded by great minds just really took my drive and my passion to want to continue to do business. Sophomore year, I transitioned to St. Anthony's Hospital, and given the magnitude of my work there, I decided that I wanted to go back to my roots, and I was placed at Baseline Investments.
How are you? Our founding partners, David Pucci, Craig Zollner, and Doug Arnold, have always instilled giving back at Baseline. Our core focus is we invest in communities, and this is one that is really, really, really easy to make a case for. Baseline chooses the corporate work study program because we want to invest in our local community. We want to invest in these kids who really truly bring as much to us as we do to them. The day I met Dulce, she was a junior, and as confident as they come, Dulce in particular has always been one of those students who said, I'm never going to be a victim of my circumstances. I'm never going to be a victim. It doesn't matter the hardships that I faced because I want the bar to be here. So, all right, Dulce, if the bar's here, here's what you got to do.
Our background for many of us students, we've been taught to be resilient. We've been taught to cope with challenges. And, we have to be the ones that break those cycles and get out of the ashes and do something to better ourselves. So working with people who see potential and believe in you, and just by letting you be here are contributing to your future, it just exposes you to a different level of success that most of us didn't think would be possible. At the end of 4 years, after the corporate work study in the academics at Arrupe, I was fortunate to receive a full ride scholarship to Fairfield University, one of the top Jesuit universities in the country. And I declared my major as an international business. I just knew that that's what I wanted to do. I found my passion. After graduation, I was set. I applied for jobs in New York City. That's where I wanted to be. I just thrived off the energy. Unfortunately, my mom was going through some medical issues, so I had to come back, and I had to, in a sense, at that time, it felt that I was giving up on my dreams of being in New York and being this hedge fund executive or working for large banks, investment companies. So I came back to Colorado. I remember going back to Arrupe and just saying, oh my God, like, what do I do? Like, what should I do next? My uncle Juan, he told me, he's like, hey, we have this client. She's been a great mentor to you. Why don't you reach out to her? She's doing amazing in real estate. I was like, what am I gonna do in real estate? Like, just sell houses? Like, what am I gonna do? Now I know that real estate, it's not only about selling assets, but it's about being the trusted advisor and helping people with the next step in their life. So everything that I learned from high school, everything that I learned in college, this is what I'm doing. This is what I love, helping people with money, with their biggest asset in their life. But I really want to create multi-generational wealth. This is my passion. This is what I really want to do for the rest of my life. Help people change their lives and yet educate them, give them the tools and the resources that they need to make an informed decision. It just never felt so fulfilling in my life that I get to do something that is really making an impact on people and creating wealth for them in the near future.
I hope I inspired you in some way, pushed you, challenged you, because you're sitting here right now as a 24-year-old, amazing, beautiful woman who apparently owns her own house, and that is an amazing testament to all of it.
I know that I'm so young, but I still have so many dreams and things that I want to accomplish. But I can let you know that Arrupe and the corporate work study really did allow me to think limitlessly. I don't have any barriers. I don't have anything that's stopping me. Because if I was able to accomplish this at such a young age, I want to tell all the students and all the staff and all the partners that because of your help, you're helping people change their lives, and by that, we're helping society become better. Arrupe really does change people's lives.
I had a conversation recently with the mom of an 8th grader. And, as we often do, I ask, why Arrupe? Why do you think Arrupe is a good fit for your daughter? Without hesitating, Mom said, I believe you will bring her dreams to life. What an extraordinary answer. It's an answer that comes with a lot of responsibility, a responsibility that we gladly accept. But it also speaks volumes about who we are as a community. This is a family who does not know us well. And yet our reputation in the community is such that Mom trusts us to make her daughter's dreams real. You, my friends, have made that happen. The students at Arrupe know they belong here. They know that they're respected here, that at Arrupe we will celebrate their God-given dignity, that they'll be challenged, but they'll be offered support as well. You have made this community a place where dreams come to reality. And you've heard that tonight. The monies that we can raise this evening ensure the future of Arrupe Jesuit High School. They ensure that the next generation will have the same opportunities that their peers enjoy. As we begin tonight's paddle raiser, I want to acknowledge the extraordinary generosity of Rick and Susan Schmitz and 2 anonymous donors who together have donated $200,000 as a match for tonight's paddle raiser. I am so grateful to them for their extraordinary support of our paddle raiser. The pledges and donations you make tonight can be submitted through arrupejesuit.com or magisnight.com. You, my friends, make a difference in the lives of our students and in their families. So tonight, I am asking you for that support. Please help provide us the financial resources we need to make that difference in the lives of Andy and Jimena and Jasmine and all their classmates. You are the best, and I am so very grateful. As we wrap up this extraordinary evening at the end of an extraordinary year, I hope each of you feels some great sense of satisfaction that the remarkable stories we've enjoyed tonight you have contributed to, that the successes we celebrate you own a piece of. Arrupe Jesuit High School does not belong to any small group of people. It belongs to the community, our community, a community which each member of you I thank. Thank you for choosing to be Arrupe. God bless you. Have a great night.
This whole thing, the corporate work study model, the Cristo Rey model, the Arrupe Jesuit story here on Utica Street, it's based upon us accompanying our students. And when we walk with them, we build the relationships that then give them the strength to go out and be the people that God's asking them to be. Every one of those moments where we accompany a student happens because someone else is accompanying us on that mission. And that's what tonight's about, is finding a way to continue accompanying our students so that they can walk with Christ to be the people that they're supposed to be.
I think our future comes through these doors every day. In the classroom, I see kids who relish opportunities to show what they know and who enjoy being challenged.
Everybody here works hard. I have not met one person that hasn't worked hard or pushed themselves to achieve something greater than themselves.
There's no quit in anyone in this building. And every day, whether it's online from their homes or here in a classroom, people have tried their hardest. They have committed themselves to the work of Arrupe. It hasn't been easy, it hasn't been perfect, but it's still Arrupe, and that's extraordinary.
I don't think I would be as courageous to try new things and as passionate for what I want to do in the future if I would have attended a different high school.
What makes Arrupe different and our students different than other high school students is their commitment to their education, their commitment to working, their commitment to their family, and they have to put aside and put at the door trauma they've gone through, hardships they're facing. We don't stop and think, what did that kiddo just go through? But look what they're achieving.
I can't even consider Arrupe a school because it is much more than that. This is my family.
I get to look back almost every day here at a moment where some kid's life is different because of this school.
I do see on a daily basis what the impact of donor support means for our kids. They see somebody who believes in them. They see somebody who wants to value their potential, wants to progress them along, wants to remove barriers.
You change one student's life, you're changing their family's life, you are changing their greater community's experience in every way, from the support of their families to the support of our workforces, to diversity in our communities, to excellent workers who actually contribute to the work of our world. Every dollar you give goes so far and has a multiplier effect beyond what you can imagine.
My parents didn't go to college or high school, but they've always supported my education. They're immigrants, so they sacrificed everything they knew, their culture, their family, to bring me here so I could, study, to have a job, to have a house. It's something that I want to pay them back for, show them that all their sacrifices is worth it. And so that's what an education is to me. It's It's an opportunity to give back to my parents and make them proud, as well as succeed for myself, because I know it wasn't easy.
Arrupe offers me the opportunity to dream. These kids typically aren't allowed to dream because of their backgrounds, but because of all their financial support, we are able to go on and pursue things that we've never imagined and be people that change the world.